Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the Utah Jazz. They just got a beautiful road victory, late fourth quarter comeback win against the Toronto Raptors, 122-116. And I know that they just traded away Mike Conley, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt. They received Russell Westbrook. As the hours count on, we're hearing, oh, maybe Russ is going to stay with Utah. Oh, no, now it's looking like he's going to Miami. Oh, no, now it's looking like he's going to Chicago. Either way, the Utah Jazz's future is completely set. They have the cap space, they have the talent, and they have the draft picks, and I have a strong feeling that Danny Ainge is going to do plenty to just keep Utah as good as possible. But tonight's game, just kind of got me feeling like, even though they just gave away 3 players and are probably going to buy out Russell Westbrook, these guys play so hard and they have so much talent that I'm not quite sure they're actually going to go anywhere. I don't think they're going to completely disappear by any means. But before we get into today's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button if you enjoy. You want more Jazz content, be sure to let me know down below in the comment section. If we could get this video to a couple hundred likes, let's set it at 250. That would be absolutely awesome. Jazz fans, you guys are awesome. I can't wait for All-Star Weekend. Now, here's the bottom line. This wasn't even a pretty game from Utah. We know they can score. And I know they gave up 3 pieces, but still, they have plenty of cats who are ready to step up and score the basketball. They shot 54% from the field tonight. Just 6 of 24 from downtown. That's 25%. They did turn the ball over 17 times. So, we know there are a lot of young pieces on this team and a lot of guys who are they're prone to making mistakes. Specifically tonight, it was more so the bench than the starting unit. We're finally starting to see more Simone Fontecchio. I absolutely love it. I think he's an underrated gem. On our daily live NBA show, we were even talking about possibly him being a sleeper for Rookie of the Year at the start of the season. Obviously, that hasn't quite gone as planned or as expected, but at 27 years old, playing overseas, he's more than well-rounded. He's just got to continue to adjust to the NBA speed. Rudy Gay turned the ball over 2 times. THT's turned the ball over 3 times. Still, we got a good all-around game from THT, but tonight what really stood out to me are, there was no Clarkson, but these starters are still going to play. Collin Sexton pretty much now has the keys, unless Russell Westbrook decides to come and play for the Utah Jazz, which, I'm not a Jazz fan, I'm a Bulls fan, and Russell Westbrook, there's some rumors that he could possibly, we're one of his 2 favorites to go to Chicago. I wouldn't complain with that, but when I look at this Jazz team, I'm like, I actually don't really understand why Russ wouldn't be inclined to stick it out with Utah to build up his value and to keep this team right there in the playoff hunt. Collin Sexton is a walking bucket. That's literally the definition. You go into the dictionary, you look up Collin Sexton, the definition will be walking bucket. 22 points tonight, 8 of 14 from the field, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He had some huge buckets at the end of the game tonight against Toronto. He's a great piece to have. And he's still extremely young. We've seen him. He's just 24 years old, and he just turned 24 within the last month. He turned 24 in January. We've seen Collin Sexton put up 25 points a night with Cleveland not too long ago. Gets injured, gets pushed out of the rotation for DG the PG, and I think he's found a great home in the Utah Jazz. Obviously, you have Lauri Markkanen, who is having a stellar season. 23 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists from him tonight. Lauri Markkanen, as a Bulls fan, he's a great piece to have, and he's just 25 years old. He's having an unbelievable season. 25 points, 9 rebounds for Mr. Lauri Markkanen. And then right there, you have Walker Kessler. Right there down with him, you have Walker Kessler, who tonight had a great game. 23 points, 9 rebounds, 4 of those were offensively. Mr. Efficiency went 10 of 12 from the field. Walker is having a great season, even just in general. 8 points, 7.5 rebounds, and a bunch of blocks per game. He's getting 2.1 blocks a game. 71% from the field is what Walker Kessler is currently averaging on the season. You still have Kelly Olynyk, Mr. Kelly O, 15.7 rebounds, 8 assists. I know he's coming back from a couple of difficult games, coming back from injury, but the last 3 or so games, Mr. Kelly O is doing exactly what he needs to do. And Ochai Agbaji got his first career start in the NBA tonight. Unfortunately, he dealt with foul trouble quick and early, and also offensively, defensively, it wasn't going perfect for Ochai, but still a great young piece to have. So I'm looking at this Jazz team and I'm thinking like, okay, you have talented players. You have very young guys like Walker Kessler, who was just an unbelievable steal in the draft. You have players who are kind of ready to help you win now in Kelly Olynyk, Jordan Clarkson. You technically still have Rudy Gay. I'm not sure how long that'll last, but I'll take Rudy Gay as long as they got him. And you have these bunch of players who never truly, whether they were outliers or they never truly got a start, like a good gig on their former team, or maybe they got injured like Colin Sexton. There's an enticing group of players like Colin Sexton, Lauri Markkanen, even Talen Horton-Tucker. Utah, I know they're lacking in defense, but when you really break down that trade for Russell Westbrook, once again, whether or not Russ stays, all signs right now are pointing towards he's leaving. But one day ago, it was kind of like, yeah, maybe Russ is going to stay with them. Seems like Utah is open to it. And like I said, as the days go by, it doesn't seem like Russell Westbrook will stay with the Utah Jazz. But you have everything. You have the draft picks. You have the cap space. You have all of the pieces in order to be like, you find a young, promising star at the end of his rookie contract who's like, yeah, I'm going to go to Utah. Why not? I used to live in Utah. I loved living in Utah. It was an unbelievable state. There are so many things you could do now. The nightlife, I don't think that's really that important for a lot of these guys who are ready to win. And I'm sure Salt Lake City has a perfectly fine nightlife as well. I've lived in southern Utah, so just a completely different side of the state. But I very much enjoyed my quick tenure in the state of Utah. Like, seriously, it was literally awesome. I loved it so much. But Utah, I don't think they're going anywhere. I really don't think they're going anywhere. They outscored Toronto in the fourth quarter 39-20, and like I mentioned earlier in the video, they fouled a bunch, they turned the ball over, and they couldn't make a three. It was not a great game from Utah, and they still found a way to get the job done. And they're just one game below 500. So, is Utah winning the NBA Finals this year? Absolutely not. Are they going to have a home playoff game? Unless something crazy were to happen like the start of the year, definitely not. Could they possibly sneak into the 6th seed? Anything is possible. The West is extremely deep, but could they be a play-in team, get out of the play-in, and go up against the team, 1 or 2 or whatever it is, and give them a run for their money? I really don't see why not. And at this point, especially for a lot of these players, playoff experience is playoff experience. And you also want to give off the vibe that, hey, we're here to win. We're not rebuilding. Danny Ainge, he's too old to rebuild. He's not rebuilding anything. He's retooling. He's doing a 1-year quick retool. He's going to get the free agents. He's going to get the draft picks. He's going to get his guys, and they're going to start winning. And I absolutely love the current trajectory of the Utah Jazz, and I'm sure Jazz fans feel very similar. So that's it for today. Hit the like button, hit that sub button if you want more Jazz content, and more importantly, drop some comments down below.